able to block it.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another 3D Hangout. I'm Noe Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit. Pedro is joining me every week. You're here every day though, we're brothers. Anyway, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Pedro Ruiz, creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printing designs featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show we combine 3D printing, DIY electronics. We try to make inspirational projects to inspire you folks. Try to do that every week.
Yep, project-based 3D printing show. Of course, we have a coupon code every week for you guys.
That's right. For our lovely viewers, if you want to get some stuff from Adafruit, you get 10% off if you use the coupon code 3DSelfie. Why is it 3DSelfie?
Reference to this week's, project interview video where we checked out 0.3D's awesome DIY 3D printed or 3D scanning rig.
Yeah, that's right. We've done a couple 3D scans ourselves using our phone, 123D Catch. But Justin from 0.3D made his own rig where, if you take a look at today's video, it's a 360 video of the interview. Talks a little bit about the process that he does, and he travels from different events, different conventions, cons. So 2 weeks ago, I think we went to a cosplay sort of event down here in South Florida, which is usually these events are at like inside in a building, but there's this really nice Japanese garden that's like pretty large down here in South Florida in Boca Raton. So we checked it out. We had no idea that he was going to be there, and right as we were walking out, we saw like this room. It said 3D Selfie. It's like, whoa, what's going on? So we caught up with Justin. We talked a little bit about his stuff, and he's apparently a customer of Adafruit stuff.
Yeah, all of the components inside there he got from Adafruit. Yeah, so they are Dronies, which we manufacture in New York, and a bunch of the servos that he used to build his printer, and of course the 3D scanning rig.
So you got a 3D selfie of yourself, and that was kind of fun.
Pretty
did it
good
hurt?
detail.
Did it hurt when he scanned you? No, there's no.
You can check out the interview to see what the camera setup that he's using and the cool motors for doing the turntable, but. Came out pretty good if you can take a look at the quality of this. And we're using the Print and Z glow-in-the-dark PLA PHA filament for this.
So he did not print this. You printed this on your type. What?
Yeah, he just sent us over the PLA file, which has the texture on there. So if we wanted to, we could get this color printed, fully color printed. But
he uses a Z Corp printer, a Z Corp ceramics printer that prints in full color. So. It's one of those type of printers, SLA, and
cool
it's cool. You can download the STL. He has like his own site, I think, or some sort of sharing site where you can preview the model. He does the scanning for free, and then if you want to buy it, you can either purchase the STL file or purchase the full print, and they deliver it to your door. He's got a couple of people that work with him too. Now I'm saying all this stuff because, like, unfortunately, in the interview, I forgot to hit the record button, so a lot of the details was not recorded. I apologize for that. So the video kind of just cuts into the process of 3D scanning, and that's when I was able to get the microphone recording. So my apologies if you're wondering why isn't it like an interview. That's why, because I just forgot to hit the record button. But that's why I'm talking about it here. So How long did this take to print? And
this one took about an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
And this was on the Ultimaker 2
Ultimaker 2.
So I tried like all week printing it on the Ember because of the way that my hands were out like that, which usually, people try to sway you away from because of the support material kept falling off.
So the Ember, for those you don't know, is a resin-based printer, DLP printer from Autodesk. A lot of fails on it.
Yeah. No, the reason that I had my hands spread out that way is because I can go inside of Maya and do a rig on myself and actually just move myself around. So if I want to model like armor or something for myself, I can position myself. And
any ideas what we can do to make a successful print on the resin printer?
Yeah,
just
like I was just saying. I rig myself up and put my hands up against my
I don't understand
sides.
why this could work on a FDM
well, here's
printer,
the thing,
but not a DLP SLA
well,
printer?
it's because of the way the Ember works. As it's printing it, it's doing the exposure and separate technique.
The peel.
So it moves away, and as it moves away, sorry, like that, it's
there you go.
messing up the little support materials that are keeping the little bits of my hand, because it prints upways like that. And as it's moving around, it's knocking everything off. So that's what the main problem was. But like I said, I can rig myself up, do an IK for all of that, and just put my hands up against my sides, and that should come out better. But for now, pretty cool. Works flawlessly on all the 3D printers we got here.
Folks, you may have seen Pedro's time-lapse Tuesday video. We do a time-lapse every Tuesday, and this was it, wasn't it? So all the settings and things like that are available in that video.
Yeah.
So slice with Simplify 3D, of course, and PLA, PHA, glow-in-the-dark filament from Color Fab.
Yep.
So really good quality print. I'm just amazed that the FDM machine can do this, but the DLP just kept failing. It's like, really? I just couldn't believe it. I've seen it for myself.
It's the model. A lot of whenever you see DLP printers,
and you printed this with supports, and it's still.
You usually see like Voronoi shapes and things that don't have like a giant.
So you need to put a Voronoi filter on your little selfie there. Right. We're gonna keep trying now.
So Noah, you updated the Raspberry Pi 2 case.
Yes. So if you folks saw yesterday, I did a live stream on updating a simple piece of the enclosure. Can you open it? Do you know how to open it?
I'm like scared of breaking it.
You're not gonna break it. That's one way
so
to
we
do
had
it.
suggestions from a couple of the comments to instead of
one
doing
commenter on YouTube said, "Hey,
instead of like separating all the little nubs, why don't you just sweep it across the entire lip there?" And that's exactly what you did.
That's exactly what I did, but that's not what I did in the layer.
Oh.
So let me lead up to that part. You revealed like the coolness already. Aw, but that's fine. So yes, as you're saying, it's you. Last week I did a live stream. Let me go back and tell you where that came from. Where I figured out how to make these little nubs and then a lip, and then sort of subtract that nub from the lip so that you can have this really snap fit case, this 2-type enclosure case. I applied it to the Pi Girl Zero project. You applied it to your Star Trek Communicator project that's forthcoming. And we got a comment on YouTube that said, "Hey, why don't you just do it across the whole lip?" So I did that. That was one of the edits I did to this. But the main edit from yesterday's live stream was just getting the slide switch holder, I guess we can call it, updated. So now the problem was on the Pi Girl 2. This is Pi Girl 2, not Pi Girl 0. So on Pi Girl 2, there was ability to sort of, when you're switching it on and off, you could push it in the switch and it would kind of get stuck inside the enclosure. So this sort of wall here prevents the body from being pushed all the way in, and you can still insert it in without having to bend anything. And it only the little hole here only exposes the actuator for the switch, so not the whole body. So we'll be doing this for all of our projects going forward. Pedro has already done it on his Star Trek Communicator project. So that was yesterday's layer by layer. It took a little bit longer than usual because it's when you go in your file, there's some things. It's kind of like Jenga. You take a little piece out from the timeline, and then like everything else falls apart because some things are derived from that. So I'm going to go ahead and step in, bleed right into the layer by layer, and take a look at the CAD stuff. I did a pre-recording so I can show it to you folks. So in yesterday's live stream, you saw me put this together. It's just like offsetting a hole for the switch actuator, and then just repositioning the slide switch a little bit, which is pretty straightforward. But you can see when I hide all these layers, what it looks like here in the CAD. Come on. And so there's the thing. Because it's sort of dependent on the position of where it is in the case, I just redrew it. I didn't take like a tool out from the Pi Grow 0 and put it in here. I just redrew it and just sort of referenced it back and forth. So, I mean, the live stream really shows you what can go wrong. Like things can break, and you have to kind of rethink your strategy and just kind of recreate it as best as you can. Another edit I did was I sort of took out the screw holes from the standoffs for the PowerBoost 1000C. So I just added these nubs here, and this was like yesterday. This morning I updated yet again, and I added 2 more nubs for the back of the PCB of the PowerBoost 1000C. So I even have more nubs. So I'm trying to get rid of as much hardware as possible. With that same theme of getting rid of hardware, where the Pi 2 or Pi 3 would be mounted, I got rid of those screws. So now the bottom is completely screwless. It doesn't have any screws, and the standoffs are just solid. So I did that because I actually never put screws in the Pi, on the back of the Pi Grow 2 project. So, and that's because the screen is already mounted to the front piece of the case, and the Pi just kind of rests on those on those standoffs. You don't really need those screws. So that's what I did. Another thing. So here's a look at the lip. So if you saw last week's live stream, how I put together those snap fit nubs and the lip, I basically did the same thing, but then I projected a side profile of that tool, and then I used the sweep feature. I hardly use the sweep feature, but this is a great use of it. So you just pick a profile, which is just sketched, and then you pick a path, which is the inside lining of the case. So that with one click swept across the whole thing, and I didn't have to, I'm just moving these arrows just to show you what it's doing. It's sweeping across that path of that profile. So that was pretty dang easy, and it worked out really well. So that's the bottom half of the case. And then on the top half of the case, when you have a lip, the sort of offsetted lip that you have to kind of do double the work. You have to add a bit of material because you're taking away material from the lip, so it kind of gets this kind of weird looking profile. But it's pretty much the same. I projected a sketch of the 2 tools, and then I just ran sweep things. If you do a cross-section analysis of the half of the case, you can see I still have that little clearance, that 0.2 millimeter clearance, so that it has a little bit of wiggle room. And then here's just editing the sweep to show you what the profile looks like and what it's doing. So if you guys want to take inspiration from this, I definitely recommend doing that. I'm going to start doing that for all the projects, especially the Pi Grow 0. I'm going to go back to that and redo those snap fit nubs. Now another thing I did, I would have loved to live stream this, but this took several hours. I think maybe 1 or 2 hours. I went through the timeline, went all the way back, and then just stepped through each feature and then removed what I think wasn't necessary. Things that I can optimize with one feature as opposed to like 3 of them. And then of course, when you update something that's derived from something in your timeline in the back, things can break in the beginning. So that's why I started, or in the end. That's why I went to the back and went all the way through and just kept tweaking it and making it a little bit more clear, because it did take a little bit of time. But I think it's really nice that you can do that in Fusion. You do have a timeline, you do have editable features, and that's really the power of having all those tools at your leisure.
Switched over, yeah.
Absolutely. So I think it's in a better state now where I can quickly make changes without the thing falling apart like Jenga. It really was like Jenga. Like you can see in the live stream yesterday, I took one piece out, I suppressed it, and then like
everything broke.
Everything broke around it. But you go through it and you fix it, you know, because I think it's really important to go back to your project and fix what you've learned from it and fix it, because as you're building a project, it's fine to just keep slapping features on top of it. That's how you build stuff. You don't know what it's going to be until you build it and you print it and you do that whole loop of that whole cycle of rapid prototyping. So that's this week's layer by layer. I hope you guys learned something from it.
You'll do a full one on this technique now that your file's fixed up. You
Yeah,
won't
I
have to
should
spend so much
probably
time
do this.
scratching your head.
Yes, I should probably go back and next week I'll do the Pygirl 0, or maybe before then, because I got to get on that soon. I got to get that out.
I
The
know,
guide
we have so
is
many
there.
projects that are like we know are going to be nice big hits, but we have
Nice
it just
big hit,
takes
yeah.
time to build all of these with all the other
Right.
responsibilities of doing all the blogs, and all
Yeah.
the newsletters.
I've been guilty
meetings,
of rushing some of these designs out and then finding out like you need to fix this, you need to do
You
that.
forgot to union something, you forgot to cut something out.
So that's why it's nice to take your time on this and really iterate until
Yeah.
it's ready for prime.
Making
release.
is hard,
pretty
especially
hard.
when you have to do it every week.
It is very hard. So that's why this week it's a selfie. It's like, let's get this sort of filler video.
Yeah, we have a
as
couple
call it.
videos that we were able to put in place
Yeah.
while things are being built, doing photography, doing the guides. The guides take a lot of time to do.
They do. So 10% off again, 3D selfie.
I'm going to buy some of the components, filament, printers,
I have to email along.
help
When
keep
is
us
that kit
going.
going to be available? We don't know. That's
Yeah,
why
so-
you have to put your email to get notified when the kit will be
sometimes
in there.
emails remain in draft and we forget to send it.
That's what happened to me. Yeah, we're
we'll
like
find out.
out of so many things. It's very difficult to keep everything in stock.
Yeah.
I can't say please don't buy things because we kind of need you to buy things to keep the lights on. But that's one of the dilemmas that we have. All right, folks, I'm going to jump in and say free
actually-
shipping, $200 or more. We still have the free shipping deal. That deal's been, it's every day you can do that, every single day.
Of course, we'll bring back freebies once they become available.
Yeah, but things are just not in stock.
Yeah. Still got same-day delivery if you are in the NYC area. So if you order before 11, you'll get it in by 5 p.m.
That's right. That's right. And a programming note, Adafruit Daily. If you want some daily dose of Adafruit newsletter-ish stuff in your inbox.
Not just 3D printing, we have biohacking, maker news, electronics, and more.
That's right.
Sign up. Really cool.
All right, so we just did our layer by layer. And before that, we did a prototyping thing. I don't know if I showed the thing.
No, we did not.
Whatever,
Still
it's still there.
prototyping.
Are we still prototyping?
We're still prototyping. Yeah, it could bleed into shop talk. No
That's
matter.
all good. So Pedro, let's see some progress of the Star Trek communicator.
Yeah, very cool one. Actually, you just finished doing the milling on the aluminum
That's
button
right.
panel for this.
Using the
Over
other
here.
mill,
Mhm.
3D CNC machine from the other company. This is not, this is real aluminum. Yay!
Yeah, so multicolor, multi-material.
That's bright.
All the way down to the buttons here.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll share more of that as we finish. I think I'm going to start the guide, all the video production stuff on this right after Pygirl 0.
Sure. Yes,
so
yes.
Again, nice little hingy here. Progress on doing the tumbling for
The mesh?
the mesh cover here. You definitely want to set timers so that the heat does not distort your beautiful copper fill.
Yeah, your 2-hour, 3-hour print.
That went on like all day. Yeah, you definitely
get
want to
that.
check on it like after every hour. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have to polish this by hand.
Or you
So-
could just print in PLA like you did here and then just spray paint.
Yeah, if I run out of time, that's what I'm going to have to do. Just print it in whatever color and just
Yeah.
spray paint it the lovely shiny gold.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, but this is what can happen with too much heat inside of your tumbler.
It gets warped, yeah. It fits in the tumbler fine, right?
Yeah, it fits just fine. It's just was in there like all day, so.
I'm glad your
At least
hinges didn't break.
No,
They're
they're
thick.
pretty sturdy. Yeah, they're pretty thick. So obviously it was like about 20 revisions to get that working well. So I'll continue on that. Other things we're prototyping with the Dronies. Then you can bring up a graphic for that. If you still
Yeah,
have it
so
somewhere.
guys, check out the adafruit.com/dronies and have it here. That's a contest that we're running. It's been going on for a little bit now. A couple entries have came in. Great panel of judges, really nice prizes. You get a couple of $100 gift certificate for the first place, $75 gift certificate second, and then $50 for the third. There's some rules in place, limit of 5 minutes, US only. And I think we're going to get all.
Yeah. So I
Take it
think
away,
last
Pedro.
week we talked about building a DIY FPV solution. So we got a couple monitors in the shop that let you do that. We even have the goggles the glasses that we did with the Pie in Your Eye project like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So we're just using one of the little transmitters here. You can get like an Amazon. We might stock these eventually. And it was like $15, $18. So pretty cheap compared to like $500 for like a Fat Shark. Everybody seems to use. So just one of the models that we have in the shop. The power boost to power the transmitter, and you can make your own little FPV solution. Works really good, yeah. So we'll.
What drone is this? We talked about this a bit, but let folks know if they.
Oh, so this is the Walkera F210, I believe.
Yes, 210. Walkera is the manufacturer, and 210 is the model, and also the size of the
type of
the wingspan. I guess we can call it the wingspan.
So this works really good. I'm quite surprised on just a couple. It was like I think like I want to say like $60 in parts compared to like $500 for. What you usually get, but yeah, I would fly this around, but it's so noisy.
It's noisy and very dangerous. It's FPV. I think there's a stabilizer mode, but
yeah, it has altitude hold.
Okay.
Very fancy. Really like this guy. So we'll continue on with the DIY FPV monitor build.
Okay, so that's a future project.
The other projects.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
That's blended well with the Dronies. We won't be able to enter because we're, I have
we can make projects for you guys.
Yeah. Cool.
So, yep, that's the progress on that guy there.
Okay.
All right, moving along this week's Shop Talk. Want to again mention a very awesome piece of software you might want to support for all your 3D printers.
Yes. Let me get that up. This is OctoPrint time, folks. If you haven't heard already, you need to support OctoPrint. If you use OctoPrint, you probably know about this.
Yeah.
Yep. Checking in with Gina. She is now at $2,046 per month. Thank you guys for contributing. Continue to contribute if you haven't already. Please do so.
Yeah, it's one of the pieces of software we use every day. A lot of the printers come with that built in. Like the Type A machines, so let's try to bump this up to around $4,000 a month, maybe more, so she can do this quite comfortably. So definitely check that out if you.
The community's awesome, man. They've really been showing their support. This really shows it. 424 people so far. $1, $2, whatever you can offer, really goes a long way. So please consider it. That's patreon.com/Fusel.
Very cool.
Thank you, Gina.
Piece of software.
Yes. Okay.
Next up, we got, let's see here.
Shop Talk.
Removing prints from a zebra.
You want to jump to that? All right, folks. So check out the zebra print. Do we have it in the shop yet? The zebra skins?
We do have them in the office. I'm sure they're taking photography and doing all the listings for that. So we had this for, I want to say a week or two. It just, there's always so much to do in the office. They're always a little bogged down. But yeah, we carried these. I think we started carrying them about 2-3 years ago. And it was just like a Thingiverse post. Somebody just mentioned, oh, there's this company doing these really cool removable, flexible build plates. We ordered one up, and lo and behold, Mr. Wayne, who manufactured these, lives right in our backyard.
Yeah,
so
he's in West Palm Beach, just like we are. So
we're actually gonna do a little video interview with him. He'll come by the studio, and we'll talk about engineering, manufacturing.
Yeah, and talk about the differences. So this is the zebra plate. We have this in the store now. It is not the zebra skin. The zebra skin is an update to the plate. It's a little bit thinner, and it has adhesive on the back. It's a lot like a build tack surface, but it lasts a lot longer. So that's what the difference is between something like a build tack sheet and a zebra skin. It is a lot more industrial. We'll talk more about the materials and what it's made out of in a future date, because I don't remember.
Yeah. But we'll let Wayne speak for it.
We'll let Wayne speak for it. So the plate is a lot thicker. It's you need kind of a sort of something to hold it down, and the skin just has that adhesive backing so that you can stick it onto your surface.
Very affordable.
Very good stuff. So we've been using it and testing it on different printers here. We'll have it in a different couple sizes. We'll have it for
Buildmaker, the M3D, and the Flash Forge.
What was the first one?
M3D, Ultimaker, and Flash Forge.
Thank you. Okay, so there you go. We'll have 3 different sizes, but if you want to get it now, go ahead and pick it up from Print and Z. He has them there. You can get them there too. You know, support Wayne. Why not? So that's a little. Oh, so what kind of stuff can you print on it? Just about any material. But some of the material,
up to 60, up to 80 if you're careful. You know, it'll last. The heated bed. It'll last a little bit more longer if you just heat it around 60.
Yeah, so
C.
recommended there. Yeah. Temperatures. Some materials work well.
Yes.
Some materials bond too well.
And that has to do with the temperature they're printing on and the Z height. So you just want to make sure that it's not completely squished on there, or you can get it fused in there.
Yeah. So that's what happened here. This is a copper fill printed part. This is Pedro's mesh that he designed for the Star Trek communicator. Now, this is this can happen if you have your Z too close, and that's what happened here. What temperatures did you print on? And yeah,
I believe it was 235, which is a little bit too hot. It's just what the default was on the extruder, PLA PHA.
And no heated bed. This was not heated. This stuff sticks so well to it, and this is a tip on how to remove it. Wayne also has a video on how to remove very, very stuck things to the bed. It happens to every build surface. This is just a way to show you guys that it can happen, survive, and here's how you can fix it, I guess. So,
actually, he does not recommend using the
razor blade,
yeah. But it made it a lot more easier. It just came right off. It didn't completely fuse to it.
I recommend using
stuck on there.
Gloves. Too. Pedro's just has
just careful.
He's just careful, I guess.
Yeah, but you can't get it off by...
The trick is to, just kind of get something under there and get it off layer by layer.
Yeah.
One tip that I found is to use a little bit of grapeseed oil. Put a nice small film of grapeseed oil, and then get another cloth and then wipe it down with alcohol. So you get this mixture that is not too greasy and not too dry, so that things will just pop right off of it. That's my tip. I don't know if it's going to work for you, but it's been working for me with PLA, PHA, regular PLA, but I haven't done it yet with copper fill. And Wayne's actually going to stop by later this week, and we're going to... there we go. I hit the mute button.
Hello. Sorry about that, folks.
Things can happen. Batteries die. And
even when they tell you they're full. I hate that.
Yeah, it happens. But anyway, we're back here. So I'm not sure where we left off, but we were basically just telling you that 2 surfaces that you want to look out for: copper fill, composite filaments, and elastomer type rubber materials. So you do want to be a little bit careful when printing those materials. It can get a little stuck, a little bit too stuck, but there are ways to get it off. You can sand the surface down, which is really nice. You can sand it down and wipe it off with a cloth, and it still works well. I'm actually still using that right now. So it's very, very versatile. Yeah, very robust. We can make more adjectives. Yeah. But I'm printing on it right now, PLA PHA. This is the same thing. It has a little bit of nicks and dings, but it doesn't show through that bad. So we're going to keep this, and we'll have zebra plates soon in the store.
And yes, Wayne will be a guest on an upcoming episode. He just has to see through the launch of the skins.
Yeah. But yeah, again, Wayne is really animated about testing different materials, and we're going to give him a spool.
Actually, we're going to have a special announcement when he comes on too. New product launch. Ooh.
So I don't know if you're allowed to tell them that, but
I'm not going to tell them what it is.
Okay. Yeah. Cliffhanger. Wonder what it is.
Want to tune in for that one.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, next topic in Shop Talk. What else do we have, Pedro?
We have...
You tell me what it is, and I'll cue it up.
Either adjusting the gantries or installing LEDs.
Adjusting the gantries. I wonder for which printer. We have the little baby printer.
Yeah, so using OctoPrint with the M3D FIO plugin, they have very nice little warnings that tell you when an object is too big. I really should have listened to those. I ignored it and tried printing something that was bigger, so my gantries became out of line. But M3D gives you a very nice guide on how to disassemble the printer, which is super easy. You just hold down on the bottom and pull the whole frame out, and you can adjust the gantries that way.
Yeah, but that only happens when your printing head goes a little bit off and throws the whole thing off. Yeah. It comes with a manufacturer warranty. This is covered. You can get a replacement part free of charge. So if it happens to you, hey, you get this. So
here we're showing just how simple this little printer is. It's 2 circuit boards and 4
lead screws,
6, 7, of the little metal bars here that hold it all together. So let me turn this off.
It's gonna explode. First the microphone, and now the drone wants to kill us.
But I was a little bit too aggressive with this, and I broke off these standoffs that hold all the bearings in place. So they're sending us a replacement. But if you're gentle with it, you can fix this pretty easily.
There was no screws that you needed to remove to
no
take
screws.
out
It's all Playker projects.
Snap fit.
Yeah, it's all snap fit parts.
Okay. The one thing that kind of sucks is if you do break a small piece of plastic, the whole thing is kind of ruined.
Warranty's covered on that one.
Yeah, so your warranty is covered. And if you have a big printer, I guess you could print out a whole new one.
You know what? That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. You should ask them for the files to print one.
So tell me, what's going on here? Belts?
So yeah, just the belts, the way that they're all attached. It's one single belt that runs across the entirety of the whole printer.
Okay.
And it controls all the gantries that way.
There's a stepper motor in each corner?
Cool little design. No, there's one motor.
One motor, and the belt just drives all 4.
Controlling the Z, yeah.
Okay.
So a very awesome little design that they got going there. Yeah. So yeah, it's a cool, simple way to fix gantry on that. Just be careful.
Now, looking in their forums and whatnot, did you see any other folks that were successful in this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They have a pretty big forum on that. You can see all the pictures on there. They posted the step-by-step on how to do this. So
right. How well is it documented? Just
pretty well, yeah.
Pretty well.
Nice it's all photos, yeah.
Okay.
So definitely check that out if you haven't. First of all, don't print something that's too big. If you're using OctoPrint FIO, it'll warn you. Yeah, so definitely listen to that. There's a little checkbox that says ignore size, volume. I unchecked that. Don't do that.
Oh, okay. So that's one tip. And another tip is, how would you avoid, if you were to do it again, how would you avoid breaking that standoff?
It's just the way, because I thought it was going to be a little bit more force that I had to apply to it.
Okay.
So yeah, it just easily comes right off. So don't try to apply too much. It's like when you try to pick up like an empty bottle and you're like, whoa.
Great analogy. All right, so folks that own an M3D, be cautious, be worried, but if it does happen, you can get a replacement.
Yep.
Good stuff. All right.
Next up, we are completing adding LEDs to the entire house.
Yeah, so
over the weekend, Kirby who actually asked, "How much is your electricity bill?" And we're like, "Oh, it's only like $200." And this is why we have LEDs and everything. We have like the Hue light bulbs everywhere.
Oh, because we have shelving. 30 printers. How do you keep it?
Yeah, we don't use the heated bed a lot, and
yeah, we try not to. And with the zebra plates now.
Yeah, so we got some LEDs that were like it was like $20 like at it's like a Costco or BJ's.
Okay, bulk place.
Yeah, so we definitely want to do a project with this with the relay feather wings.
Sure.
And this is what we're replacing it with. This old superheat,
big bulbs,
causing bulbs.
Not power efficient bulbs. Blew out a couple of years ago, and we've kind of set that back for a long time. We've had no lights in the garage for a good year.
So all the shelving units that we have here have the NeoPixel strip.
Okay.
So those are very cool and power efficient.
Yeah.
So that's what you can use if you want to set up a little 3D printing station using all the shelves. Definitely some NeoPixel strips, so you can like control it all, and even add a feather wing on there. And control
I would recommend either the ones that actually have the white LEDs, because ours are just sort of the non.
Actually, 2 of the shelvings that are in the garage they have the warm white LEDs.
Yeah, they're just a little bit better on the eyes and whatnot, and less power hungry, because if you're just making white on the regular NeoPixel, it has to power all of the LEDs to make white.
Yep.
So
that's a very good point.
Okay, but yeah, this will be a cool project. Hopefully we can get this connected on the network so we can remotely trigger lights when we need to.
We may have like a PIR sensor. When we open the door, it'll turn automatically on.
That'd be great. So a lot of opportunities for a new project, but we just got to get the foundation set in place, and it's there. So
yeah, cool. All right.
Cool.
Next.
Okie dokie. I think that's it for Shop Talk. What do you think?
Yeah, that is it. Now it's time for Q&A.
Okay, let's do Q&A, folks. This is where we answer some questions, and then we'll do Community Makes after, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's do this. So the first question.
If you guys have any questions, leave them in any of the videos, and we'll gather them up for a future episode.
Yeah, not a lot this week, but that's great, because I'd like to keep the show under an hour. Ginormous Tuber is asking on this week's Time-Lapse Tuesday video, the Pedro selfie, what are you using for the material? Most places that do this for you will use that crappy high-performance composite powder, which consists of a mixture of plastic, ceramics, and gypsum. This powder isn't that durable. Pedro, you already talked about this?
Yeah, so this is, Wayne actually produces the PLA-PHA glow-in-the-dark filament.
Yeah, he has some too. I forgot to mention that because I thought we'd used it from Color Fab.
No, we ran out of stock of those. We switched, almost all of the filaments now have been switched over to Wayne's.
Print and Z.
Print
okay.
and Z, yeah.
So that's the material. It's a little bit abrasive, so you have to be careful with your nozzle. Yeah.
You know what? That was the Color Fab one. I don't know about this one. I mean, I know it's using the same
the
materials. Yeah, the chemical that
make it glow in the dark might be abrasive, so be
cautious.
What?
Though we've used so much of that in the MakerBot there, and that nozzle is still the same one that we've used since we bought it in 2012,
13,
right?
yeah,
13.
12, some of that.
So
yeah, maybe, I don't know.
We've printed a ton of Color Fab or bronze and copper fill on that.
Yep.
That nozzle's still good.
Yeah. Well, anyway, just be cautious. So it is abrasive. That's what people say. So I have to relay that. Rodney Yates, is asking
here on keeping the
this is good.
PCBs from oxidizing.
Tinning a bare PCB is easy to keep from oxidizing, and it makes it easier to solder to. Yes, and just add some tinning liquid and plastic container. Thank you, Rodney. That's a great tip. So if any of your folks are making custom PCBs, milling it on your desktop milling machine, there are some solutions out there to keep your board from oxidizing. Good tip. Also, thanks C. Scott, who had a similar recommendation too. Good stuff. Thank you, guys. This one's from Bullet Sponge Irish Guy on the Super Game Pi. Couldn't I use a joystick from PS2 control? Now, we've had this question before, so I'll answer it again, and this time I have something queued up here. If you go to the Adafruit site and you type in PSP, you'll see that very same joystick. And if you want to learn how to wire it up and a little bit about it, maybe connecting to an Arduino, we have a couple guides here on how to get started. So that's really nice. Yep. Next up, we have another question. If I can get to it. This one's from Lord Awesome Sauce on the PyGirl 2 video. Do you have to go with a touchscreen, or is there a cheaper option? Yes. Since you don't really need a touchscreen that much, especially in the emulators, you can totally get the non-touchscreen version. I think it's like $10 cheaper or so. There's so many different models, but one of them is a non-touchscreen version. We have like 2 touchscreen versions, but again, this build doesn't need it as much or at all, really. So yes. Next question is from Adrian Quesada. Hello guys, as always, thanks for sharing. What kind of abrasives and polishes are you using for the tumbler? Appreciated. This was on last week's hangout. Yeah, so we actually only use screws, pointy wood screws that are made out of brass. They're brass screws. And that's basically all we use. We don't use any other solutions or liquids or anything like that. It's just straight up screws and time. We find that works really well. Adrian, you might want to check out the how to polish copper and bronze fill prints on our YouTube channel, on the Adafruit YouTube channel. We have a video on exactly how we do it, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's pretty simple. And then you just clean it up with a paper towel or a tack cloth to get rid of all the sort of grime and dust that comes off the print. So I think that's it. Next question is from Kal Kayan. Is the case open source to remix? Absolutely. This particular case, this was last week's live stream where I showed you how to do the snap fit things on a test case. I can release the file for you guys, or actually I think I did. I gave it to Josh, Design Make Teach on Twitter and YouTube. That's his handle. I can give you the link if you want. It's a public download file for Fusion 360. I'll be sure to add that link to you. Yeah, because it's just a good test, and if you want to test tolerances and things, yeah, it's a good test. All right, well, that's all the questions that we gathered this week. If you guys have any questions in the chat room, I guess we can answer them now. I think Pedro is chatting over there.
Yeah, so somebody's asking about AstroPrint.
AstroPrint? I'm using AstroPrint right now on the FlashForge. Any machine that is a Sailfish-based operating system, I guess we can call it, firmware, we use AstroPrint because it works flawlessly with it.
Yeah, they did a little bit more work with that. For OctoPrint, the Sailfish type printers, there's a plug-in for it, but it doesn't work as good as AstroPrint.
It's a little dodgy. It's not reliable, so I don't use it.
Yeah, there's some problems with AstroPrint. There's some problems with supporting the dual extruder.
Yep.
But if you're just using a single extruder, it works pretty good.
Works great, yeah.
And you can sort of get around the bugs with the dual extruder on AstroPrint, but it's just a UI thing. Really.
Yeah, it just doesn't show you the
drop down.
Yeah, the status. Yeah. Hopefully they are working on it. Any other questions, Pedro?
The questions. Somebody's suggesting that for it's Kirby for our. Technical issue like slide, like when technical issues.
Yes, I need to make one
where you have
like
prints
a failed
failing
print,
and it just chunks filament all over.
Yeah, the best one I've seen is on PinShape's website. If you ever go to PinShape and you go to their 404, it's perfect. It is that we need to do that. Getting that, I haven't had a fail that bad in a minute, so
yeah. Another comment from Kirby saying that he has an adapter for his GoPro to do FPV with his goggles. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Send us a link, Kirby, if you would, and we'll check that out.
He's also saying that the Z-axis on the Taz looks to be off. I will post a photo. We have more problems with that.
Okay.
Let's see.
On the Taz?
On the Taz, yeah.
His Taz or our Taz?
No, our Taz.
Yeah, our Taz needs...
I think you know what problem I'm talking about.
Okay.
And Arduino HD is asking if the Bardo Beats soundtrack, if he's able to use it in his videos. We believe so. I'm gonna ask Bardo Beats after the show, but it should be okay.
Yeah,
just
it should be fine. Yeah, just add a credit to him and link back, and it'll be just fine. Great Scott, I'm sure you watch Great Scott on YouTube. He uses Bardo Beats as well.
Other stuff.
All right. Well, maybe we'll take a look at it again. We got to run through the community makes, Pedro.
Oh yeah.
Because it's going to drag on to an hour.
Sorry about that, folks.
Community makes this week's a lot of great projects. We've gathered them up for you. Just a couple of them. Last week I asked you guys to go ahead and submit your project to us. You can do it at support@adafruit.com, or you can tag us on any of the social channels. This one is so Passover happened a little bit ago, and this gentleman here had an opportunity to make some cool little, I guess,
custom
made widgets, or I guess we can call them. These are pretty cool. So he had a dinner party, and he made these custom 3D printed figures, I guess we can call them, of each of the 10 plagues. So they're all here, and they're all printed with, I think, PLA, PHA, a couple other things. And it's pretty cool. Yeah.
I'll design in Onshape, and
Yes.
I did some work in Mesh Mixer.
Yep,
So,
some of them are extruded or remixes, and they all have kind of custom names on them. So that's pretty cool. That's a really cool way to
low cost, fast way
to celebrate
to
Passover.
customize everything.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very
Awesome.
cool. Thank you for sending this in. Next up, we have a robot from Shira on Thingiverse. This is Kobuki Robot, which is kind of a remix of this robot from
So
BQ. And it's sort of just a remix that just sort of stylizes it really nice and makes it kind of steampunk-esque. So the video is kind of cute too, where it's like they're not really fighting, but they're kind of fighting. Did you see the video yet?
It is freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice. Very, very nice aesthetics here. Very lovely paint jobs and things. They don't even look 3D printed, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So the files are downloadable. And there's a full guide. There's a GitHub link to all the code. And that's pretty neat. I think it's a pretty cool robot. I'd like to print one if I get time.
Very awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, I love the paint job that she always does on all of her projects. If you don't remember, Shira was the one who did that fantastic dragon knocker.
She did the dragon knocker. She did an articulating dragon. She's very fire. Very fire designs. Good stuff. Thank you, Shira. And on the other spectrum of robots, Erin, Robot Girl, came on the show and tell last night and showed off her robot.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
She's building robots to help clean up beach shores, so very cool.
Very cool.
She has, like,
so this is a
moisture
field
sensor
test.
here.
Yep.
And she has one that has like an interchangeable claw.
Yeah. Very cool. If you guys want to check out, follow up on her project, check her out on YouTube and other social channels. She's Erin Robot Girl, GRRL.
Very cool.
Yeah. Give her a like and a subscribe too. Good stuff. Thank you, Erin, for stopping by yesterday. It's always good to see you. And then Kirby, who's in the chat room, Kirby G.
So he's working on
yeah, so he put a video together for his Pi Zero Facecase. Internet. Yeah. So he just he walks through the design, shows a little bit in CAD. It's just a nice little project video about it. So
I like that he's using the Slider project video.
Oh, to get that shot?
Yeah.
That was a really cool shot. Yeah. Good stuff, Kirby. Be sure to check Kirby out on YouTube. Stuff with Kirby. And he's also on Instagram. So you can find him. Yep. Thank you, Kirby. And then Simon uploaded his tracer gun to Thingiverse. He's starting to move over some things on Thingiverse, so I just wanted to give him a shout out. Check out his tracer gun if you are. It's an Overwatch game. It's still coming out, and my internet is shoddy right now. But yeah, it's on Thingiverse, so check it out. Another thing from she made some stuff. I think this is a really nice design that shows like ergonomics and
very cool.
And instead of the blocky type of look, it's kind of cool. I think there's a lot of opportunity here. So all the files are open source, and wonder if there's a source file. Good stuff. All right, another thing I wanted to shout out is on the same note of like prosthetics and stuff. There was a workshop at Autodesk called KidMob where they brought in a lot of kids with sort of some disabilities with their hands, and they actually show them, instead of just giving them a 3D printed arm, they showed them how to 3D scan, how to 3D print, and how to 3D model their projects. They're empowering these kids to be creators and makers and to take their problems and make them into awesome solutions.
Very cool.
So I think that's really cool. And of course you saw they had some Adafruit gear too, so it was really heartwarming to see. So yeah, it was a combination of Tinkercad and Fusion 360. It's pretty cool.
Great way to make a lot of feature engineers.
Yeah, I really wish this video had more views because it's really nice to see folks teaching kids how to do this.
Very cool.
Good stuff. That's on Autodesk's Tinkercad YouTube account if you guys are interested. All right. Well, that's all the community makes. Again, if you guys want to share your projects with us, please do. We love seeing your projects. You can, again, tag us on any of the social channels, or you can email support@adafruit.com. That's a quick way to do it, too. Thank you, guys. That's pretty much the show. We have 51 minutes here. We're all good. Check out all the other shows yesterday. We had Show and Tell, and then Ask an Engineer that starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and then 8 o'clock Eastern for the Ask an Engineer.
Actually, if we go chronologically, it was layer by layer. It was Tony D's desk.
Yep.
Then Show and Tell, and
yeah. Sometimes it's random, and other times it's
sometimes it's
scheduled.
4 streams a day.
Yeah.
Producing like an average of like at least 1 video a day for here.
Yep. If you want to see Tony live, check out Twitch. I think he's working on trying to get more bandwidth so that he can stream on different platforms. But right now it's exclusive to Twitch, which is nice.
I'm sure that's going to be a tutorial on that, how to get Amazon to stream to multiple places at once.
He's been talking about that, which is really cool. From Desk Lady 80 happens pseudo-randomish. I need a pseudo-random thing. I keep forgetting to get one. So Colin has it every Monday or Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It happened Monday this week.
Yeah, Monday, yeah.
So maybe every Monday.
Check that out.
We'll see.
Very
It's
awesome.
pseudo-random, so it can happen whenever. So just be sure to be subscribed to the YouTube channel. And that happens because Phil's running the camera. He's able to stream on everything. Facebook Live, Twitch, and the YouTubes. All right, folks, so thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for hanging out and chatting in the chat room. We'll see you guys next week.
Oh, one last question about those rubber tactile switches.
Yeah, Lamar ordered.
They will be in stock very soon.
250 or something of them. She ordered a bunch of them, and they have the same footprint as our regular 6mm switches. So we're going to see how well they work, and they're going to be included in the pack for the Pi Girl 2 girl and the Pi Girl 2 girl. The Pi Girls, they'll be included in that pack because the dome switches are a little bit they hurt your fingers after an hour. So really
very
nice.
Soon.
We got them.
They're
on the way. Yay! So that's happening. Any other questions? That's it.
I believe that's it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for dealing with us with the whole problem, the drone trying to kill us, and the audio mic.
I think it's the drone that did that.
It's just live. That's what happens when you do a live show. Drones try to kill you.
All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Always looks nice.
Please do. Thank you so much, folks. We will see you next time. But until then, remember, keep on making. See you guys next week. Bye, everybody.